As a time Papa bought the land when he retired, because people was desperate, they need money, And Uncle Louis, well, I work, maybe I never work on the land, but I sent money. He never sent money. The only time he went send money to Papa, I was still there. He sent $100, and that's the time when you send 100, you get 200 pesos. That's the only time. And then the ticket, right? He sent to me for come home, right? But after that, he don't send Papa money. Papa was struggling. Papa was struggling. And when I was in Liahe, and I was able to walk around like that, and I said, this tell me, oh, I asked him, can I deliver paper in a hospital? Because I like money, $10 a month. But that time was plenty money, I said, okay. And they give me all the ward I can, where I go the afternoon papers, the bulletin. So I go walk around, deliver the newspaper, and when they pay me my $10, I mail them to Papa, I mail them to Papa. And when I got discharged, I was still single. And I go, almost Fiesta. Fiesta is in May. I went around the old folks, and they know, but also I went to the Kalimpong house, and manang, we get pissed out already in Papa's hometown. If you can donate this, even if 50 cents, they give me 50 cents as $1 or 1 pesos over there. So I was going around the old folks. I looking as the young guy, but they don't understand, The old folks was giving me money, and I sent that money to Papa, I sent the money to Papa. So anyway, so when Uncle Lori told me that, well, Melda, even if she's like that, we still gotta give. She still gotta have a share because this is our niece. I don't can talk to Auntie Sue like that, but Auntie Sue stubborn, I said, Lori, you all don't know about these kids. You first only stay around 1 week and you first come home. You first spend your first time in Manila or go Baguio. But in Point alone, you first must stay long. You first stay maybe 1 week, 1 week and a half, and then they move on. They go to Manila because they get friends in Manila. So I say, you don't know about the kids. You first send money, send them to school and all that. Lolo, when you first over the for that shop, they in a good. They show you guys the good behavior. Well, what I found out when I went over there, they said when they know when the auntie are coming down, Melda and Ichak go down to the house, Papa house, and they start cleaning his nails, his toenails, and all that. And Mati too. When she get her money, she no give it to Melda. Because Melda collect the money from them, or Auntie Sue give them individual. When I was there in 1972, when Auntie Sue sent money, Melda take all the money, and she don't give it to them. She go tell her friends, we go book it because they get one place in the mountain, like a resort, and they go over there have fun, So when I came, I told Auntie Sue. So Auntie Sue start making separate checks for the 3 girls. She never gave Christy because Christy was raised by Papa, and she don't give the boys because the boys no go school. They're just the 3 girls. So, what you call that? When I told it to Auntie, so she sent them individual checks. But when the check come in, Melda threatened them. They scared. Give me your check. Give me your go cash them and give me your money. And so Ichak fight back, Ichak. And Melda go with her friends, they go into the book, she gonna treat them and all that. And Ichak follow them, Alec, come, Alec, don't even stay home. And then she was backing up, and the PD kept the motorcycle with the passenger on the side. You bang her. But Ichak, she no hold grudge, Ichak. She don't hold grudge. She still forgive the sister. She still forgive the sister. But anyway, she had to go hospital because she been hit right and had cut there. So I told Lolo, Uncle Lolo, I said, Lolo, I was talking to an Auntie Sue at work. I said, Lolo, You folks don't know about these kids. You folks only see the good side of them because you folks are coming. I mean, and to the Melda and Ichak, they could sleep over the house. They sleep with Uncle Uri and then it's like babies, they sleep with them. So I said, Lolo, you guys raise monsters. I told him that you folks had raised monsters. These kids they're not that good. But Ichak proved that she's okay,
Yeah.
But Ichak tend to more off too, but at least she's forgiving, she appreciates, like she called me because she remembered, if not for me, she cannot come in, But anyway, when I told her to Uncle Hino can talk, he don't say nothing. And then, so I went home. I said, I don't like discuss about the land anymore, but I was really disappointed. I came home and I called Brian. I talked to Brian about the land. I said, Brian, your father gave me a share. I don't think she deserves a share, Brian. Because it's Brian's name. Uncle Uri got no say. He said, and I told him about she will rent the land to these guys, the business guys, and they can plant whatever they like, or do whatever they like with the land. So I said, Brian, we gotta do something fast because your father give us it. If it look right now, nobody say anything. Christino can say nothing, and only Chris was there. Christino can go against the sister because the sister was said, you better watch out that I can kick you out of the house anytime, So she's scared to speak up, So I said, Brian, we gotta do something fast. And Brian said, okay, well, what you should do? I said, I'm gonna write to Recto, a lawyer. Me and Recto get along, and a mother, So I write to him. I need to be, cannot transfer because you're first American citizen. So I went to the consulate. Philippine. I was young, I get energy. I go to consulate, and I talked to the guys, and I told the situation. He said, no, even you're first American citizen, but because your father is a Philippine national, if he will the land to you guys, will the land to your folks, the government cannot say cannot, because you folks are the descendants. I said, oh, okay. So I said, thank you. So I'll go right to Recto. I told him, and then he wrote me back. He said, he will go check him. He's a lawyer now. He can go check out, and he said, you're right. He said, you're right. You both have share in the land, but I never tell him that Brian is so he gonna inherit everything, So, so I talked to Brian, and so Brian said, okay, right to find out what steps we gotta take. So I will go talk to the consulate, and he said, Christy have to send this paper, and us over here gotta take them to the property tax over here or somebody, make them sign them, stamp it. So I told Brian then, he said, oh, okay. He checked on it. He said, okay, you can take them. I said, yeah, I will take them on my day off. So I go right down the tax office. I said, how come they gotta do that? But they gotta see a signature, So I went there, and they said, oh, I said, this is in the Philippines. They said, oh, okay, they stamp them, and I don't have to pay nothing, In the Philippines, you gotta pay. I said, is that all? They said, yeah, that's it. So I said, okay, thank you. So then I went to the Philippine consulate, and they process everything. They get all the paper, and then Melda went to court, took Chrissy to court, and when she's in a municipal, she said, oh, Auntie, I felt really like a kind of peon, kind of peasant, because it never dawned on me that she no more shoes. She was going there with slipper, and Melda over there with a cell phone, And she, as soon as she get to the municipal, she called Mate. Console. She think that I'm behind all this. So what's going on? Because Brian said, no, they had a meeting with Mate and Ichak at Auntie Sue's house. The husbands don't know that they came down through marriage, you know. They don't know. They don't know. They think they come down because the mother was citizen. So Brian said, we are stalking Auntie. You know, the kind Mate said, well, you know, why don't we make it half for Melda and half for Christy? And Brian said, no. I decide. And Auntie Sue said, yeah, because Brian is going to inherit the land, because they found out that Brian is going to inherit, not Uncle Luloy. So there was that. So, and then Brian, I told Brian that what Melda was doing. Brian said, I'm giving it all to Christy, the house and the farmland. So that's what he did. So Melda because she was building, she was having people live on the farmland and work on the land, you know, and eventually those guys can claim the land, see? So Brian said, tell them no, but I said, well, you should write to her. So Auntie Sue then go write to Melda, and Uncle Lee got mad because she really scolded Melda, you know. She had high regard for Melda, you know. She said, oh, she made good grades, you know. She's smart and all that kind of stuff. I don't say nothing. So when Melda went right to me, I said, you're that auntie, blah, 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 you know. After 1993, when I went and I came home, she said, I'm the instigator. I did all that and all kind of stuff. And I wrote back, I said, yes, I am the instigator because you don't deserve the land. I told her that. I said, when you got pregnant to your son, who did you call? You didn't call your Auntie Sue, you called me. And I had to buff the way, you know. Some design, some English, I wrote to her. I had to kind of pacify Auntie Sue, she don't get mad, right? Because as a boyfriend, right, she gave a lot of items too, you know.
Yeah.
And then what? He abandoned her.
Oh yeah.
He had girlfriend. Auntie, call him up, Auntie. But anyway, and what the boy's sister?
Hey, Kalia.
What she was doing? She gets something.
Kalia, come here.
She was walking outside. Look.
Come here.
Empty.
Good girl.
So anyway, so that's the story. And then Marty over here, when we were talking, and I said, so who's working on the land? That was before we settled everything. I said, oh, Manang is working. I said, Manang wouldn't have somebody work on the land. I said, Manang? Oh, I thought your Uncle Lori said nobody touched the land. Oh, you know, she talked to me and said, oh, you know, you must always speak on Manang. Always, we always speak on Manang. Auntie Sue and Uncle Louis send them money and all that kind of stuff, and she told me, you always blame Manang for everything. I said, what you been blaming? I didn't blame. It's just that when we had that meeting, your uncle said nobody work on the land. I told her, and then I started hearing stories. She said, that's not my auntie. The only auntie I have is Auntie Sue. Only auntie is Auntie Sue. When the father died, they went Philippines. Ichak paid for everything. Because the father lived in another town, right? The father lived in Waanay. And when Ichak got there, the people from Waipaho that knows the father attended the funeral. So Ichak had to hire one truck to take the people home. And she spent for the food and all that kind of stuff. G2 went up there and Mate did not pay nothing. So, and then Ichak said, my cousin asked Mate, oh, kumusta kunseng? And she said, Well, who's Kun Sing? Ano mo, Auntie Kun Sing? The only auntie I have is Auntie Sue. So she talked. I said, oh, yeah. Then I hear all the story that Nita helped her do this and do that, and not me. I had nothing to do with it and all that stuff. I was like, Auntie, I said, no need to talk to her, Mom.